Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going profiling a deck that I have been enjoying the hell out of playing it. Haven't been doing too good with it because I literally have been getting back into the swing of playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, which I really haven't played in the last 2 years at least. 2 good full years due to me dealing with life stuff, but as things are easing up on me a little bit, I've gotten back into playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And don't hate me for doing a deck profile on this deck because, you know what? I love this deck. And that is Brandish. Now, I profiled you my friend's Brandish build not that long ago, the Brandish Trickstar deck. This is a pure Brandish build, so no Trickstars, nothing like that. And it's built for competitive play, so you could literally go take this up and have fun with it at locals or whatever. I'm still play testing it. Like I said, I'm very rusty, having playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh in literally 2.5 years plus, maybe. Played Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys know that I have my channel for a long time, but getting back into the swing of just mentally like knowing when to activate cards, mentally not making mistakes, stopping to make misplays, yeah. And plus, a couple of weeks ago, I went in blind. I literally just took the deck and went and played, and I didn't do amazing, but as the day went on, I got better and better and better and better. I could tell my brain, was getting back in the swing of playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh more and more. So I got a side deck for you guys today, which I've been playing around with. We'll just talk about that a little bit. But overall, the deck is very good to play. It reminds me a lot of playing spellbooks, actually, from back in the day, and seeing spellbooks played back in 2013, prior to Judgment and things of that nature. That's what this deck reminds me of a lot. But yeah, let's get into the deck profile. So first off, we got our 3 Ray. She's the reason I picked up the deck. I love her artwork. I love the card. I love kind of the lore behind this deck. I just love it. I love it. So that's initially why I picked up the deck, is because I just love the artwork and I just love the way the deck functions. It's kind of a grindy type of deck, and I've loved grindy type of decks of that nature throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history, a la Gravekeepers. So yeah, Skystriker Ray, you win 3 of her. You guys know what she does. She contribute off, when she's in graveyard to bring back you contribute her off to bring the things out from the extra deck, your Kagari and your other stuff. And if they get destroyed, you can bring this back from the graveyard. So Ray has a 3 of. I need to make a token of one of them eventually. Last monster we run in the deck is Dark Diabolos. You run this because you tribute off stuff. You can bring them out, then you contribute to rip a card out of their hand, things of that nature. So 1 Diablos. I really like the Diablos tech in the deck. It works out pretty well. One thing that people, and I'm going to talk about this now at the end of the video, that I've seen people have been trying out is the Skystriker, the Phantom Skyblast, which I don't run in the deck right now, but we'll talk more about this at the end of the video. But it's something I have been playing around with, especially for the pure version of Skystrikers. So hand traps. Well, we run a lot of hand traps in this format. We run 2 Ghost Ashes, double Ogre. Ogre works very well in the deck, and double Effect Veiler. You could run Drill and Lock in the deck if you wanted to. I have Drill and Lock in the side deck when I run it, but I've been liking the Ashes. They've been doing pretty good. Ogre's been okay, not amazing this format, but she does put in work. Effect Veiler has been putting in work. If you have Impermanence, you can take the 2 Effect Veiler out and run 2 Impermanence if you want to do that, but I don't own Impermanence. It's a little bit too expensive for me right now after dropping money to play mobile base. So you could take the Effect Veilers out for a permanence if you wanted to, and then you could run Drill and Lock in your main deck or side deck, but I would definitely run it. People have been asking me from playing this deck a lot, what card hurts this deck the most? What hand trap hurts the deck the most? It's Drill and Lock. You want to side in Drill and Lock against this deck if you're playing it. Ash, I've had so many people ash me and it does nothing. I'm just like, cool. They're ash my mobile base, and I'm like, okay, activate another. Okay, cool. So Ash is good against the deck, but it's not as good as Drill and Lock. Drill and Lock is what you want to use against this deck so you don't get all the searching and drawing off of it. Ash does not do as much as you would like it to do. Ogre does nothing, and Effect Veiler, not so much. So with the one hand trap that really hurts this deck is Drill over everything else. Just letting you guys know if you're playing against this competitively. So all your hand traps there. Then our 3 engages. we run in the deck. You guys know what this card does. It's an amazing card. Draws you cards, searches you cards. It's really important and integral to how the deck functions, especially if you're playing a pure version or an offshoot of a version. And granted, people I've been seeing, you know, tack different things into the deck, like horny bits, as I call it. Yeah, I call it Hornet Drones. I call it horny bits for some reason. I don't know why. I just call it horny bits. But yeah. 3 engages, but most people are like, some people, even if you don't own engages, if you're just teching it in as an engine into another deck, it's nice to have the engages, but Hornet Drones is more important than this if you're teching things into other decks, just so you guys know that. But 3 engages, you guys should know what that does. Widow Anchor has been putting in so much work for me, especially in the pure version. If you're playing the Trickstar version, you really you can run 1 of it, and you'll usually be good. But in the pure variation of this deck, 3 of really is essential. It helps get around problematic things. It would have helped me in one of my matchups a while ago where I was playing against a friend of mine who was playing, who I did a profile on actually, I forgot about that, who was playing Necros. And he had Unicorn out in the field and he had Valk, and I was going to, I should have properly hit the Unicorn to negate its effect, and then I could have brought out, I had Ray in hand, I could have normal summoned Ray and then, you know, going off from there. But he had Trish in hand, so I couldn't target Unicorn. So sadly, did not work out the way I wanted it to. But it's very helpful to get around problematic things, and it's very essential to the deck for helping with removal and just negating stuff. And being a quick play spell is awesome. 3 Hornets, or as I said, like I said, I call it earlier, 3 horny bits. Horny bits. This card is your other starter for the deck. You pretty much have a total of, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starters in the deck. And the reason I say 7 is because you have your 3 Ray, you have your 3 Hornet Drones, and you have your 1 Rhoda that can search out your Ray. So you in total have a total of 7 ways to get to your starters. Now, if this got hit down to 1 of, like it did in the OCG eventually, will the deck still function pure? Yes, it will still function. Will it be as good? No. So I think that was the proper hit for them in the OCG to do that. But when are they going to hit the deck? I don't know. It just came out. It's still fresh. And there's more support coming out for it in the next main set. So it could not be until the end of this year that this deck really gets hit hard. So yeah, I think the Hornet Drones hit to 1 was the appropriate thing to hit in the deck, honestly. The more and more I've played with it. But yeah, and it's the more splashable thing I see out of the entire deck. It's Hornet Drones. People just throw it in there for token fodder and whatnot and stuff. So 3 Hornet Drones. Some people run 1 of this. I like running 2 of it, and that's Skystriker Afterburner. Some people like running 1 of this. I understand, but personally, I've play tested with 2, and it really, really helps me out a lot. It really helps me up in the matchup, and I know people are like, oh, this deck is not played a lot, but I see it enough where it helps me with rogue matchups, number 1. Especially decks that run a lot of back row and whatnot. It does help me in those matchups. It also helps me against the Altergeist matchup a lot. This is the card that really helps me win against Altergeist, because I can be like, okay, blow up your monster, blow up your back row. Once I get my graveyard set up with enough spells. So 2 of this, I like it. You can run 1 of it if you want to, Afterburn, but I really like it as a 2 of. Jamming Waves is another good card. I've talked with some people that have played this deck, and I've thought about bumping this up to 2 of, but personally, from playing the deck, I like it as a 1 of right now. 2 of, I may bump it up to 2 of in the future, but for right now, I'm just keeping it as a 1 of because that's all I really have ever seemed to use. Then we have 1 Skystriker Shark Cannon, 1 Skystriker Mech Multi-Roll. Some people run multiple multi-roll, and I get that. But for me, from playtesting, every time I draw a double of this, I'm just like, oh. Because I was running this as a 2 of for some time, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this card's dead in my hand. I got 2 of these bloody things. What am I going to do? And it sucked. Especially in a hand that was, it just sucks sometimes. So I like it as a 1 of in the deck. You can run it as a 2 of if you wish, but I didn't have a lot of success with it. And then I run 1 of the field spell, Area 0. So That works good. And zero and multi-roll, if you guys should know, they work well together. So you can run different ratios of these depending upon what you want to, but this is what I'm running of the 1-ofs. So that's all for the Skystriker spells, so let's get on to the other stuff. We run 3 Call by the Grave because Call by the Grave stops your hand traps and stops other stuff in there. From playtesting this card's really essential, really good, and I definitely would run it as a 3-of. I was running it as a 2-of for a quick bit. I'm going back to running this as a 3-of because if you get drill and locked, oh mama, it's not fun. So this helps you prevent getting drilled, which is the main concern I have. Or ash, which ash hurts a little bit, but like I said, drill hurts you a lot more. So 3, Call by the Grave, you want to see that right away. This card, I need to make a video on, if not already you'll see it, is Shared Ride. Shared Ride is literally max C for this format. It's literally max C. It wins you matchups. It wins you games. It draws you a bunch of cards. It's literally a max C for this format. That's why I'm main decking it. I was side decking it for a bit. I tried it out, main decking it, and I've loved it ever since. So I wouldn't run 3-of because 3-of can get cloggy, but I would definitely run Shared Ride as a 2-of in the main deck. If you're just playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, just throw in Shared Ride as a 2-of because it's going to put in work for you. I promise you that. So double Shared Ride. 2 Fairish Barrier of Goods. This is something I've been checking out after looking at some YCS deck profiles, just trying to get ideas of other cards to run in the deck. And I really like it because it combos well with just sending spells to the grave to set up things that you need to, so you can easily set up 2 cards in grave, but also because I can send Metaphos Fusion to the graveyard, which gives me a little draw engine with the deck, which is something I really like. It's cute, it works. So you can go Foolish Burial Grave, send this to grave. You only have 2 spells in grave, so then you can go off and get your 3rd spell in grave, and then you can do things. And then on top of that, then once you have enough spells in grave, you can add this back to your hand to get an extra draw. It works well. People don't mind it. It's kind of like a little upstart goblin engine, and I like it. The Foolish, like I said, you can send other things to the grave too, which works. But I've been playing around with this little engine here and the Foolishes, and they've been working amazingly well. I know people like running Toon Table of Contents in the deck. I've seen people do that before. You know, running Toon Table with the Cyber Dragon to special summon, go into Overtech. You could do that as well, but this has just been working out a little bit more for me and a little bit better overall. So I like that in the deck. 2 Twin Twisters. I'm maining this because I seem to run into Altergeist a lot, and Twin Twisters helps me with that. And there's still a lot of Pendulum players at my locals, so, you know, Twin Twister helps against that. And it helps against other decks out there. Depending upon my matchup, this will be the first thing I side out. So that's why I'm running the 2 twins in the main. It's another discarding outlet. You could run other cards if you wanted to. If you want to run Infinite Impermanence, you could run 2 of these and, you know, take these out and put these in the side deck and run 2 Infinite Impermanence. It's up to you. But from playtesting, I like the 2 twins in the main, especially for my local area. 1 Rhoda, 1 Upstart, 1 Desires, your draw engine. This is your other starter for the deck. As long as they don't hit it, you get your Ray out, you do your things. Upstart Goblin, you draw. Pod Desires, you draw. You know, draw. That's what this deck does. Search, stun. Grind. And then lastly, I'm running 2 Solemn Strikes. I saw this at another... I was trying this out because I had heard some people saying that this would work in the deck well, especially if you're going first. Because the deck really does want to go first to set up its plays and things. And I found that the Solemn Strike was putting in work, especially against things like Trick Stars and whatnot, which I'm running into a lot as well. So you would go Solemn Strike, their Candina, and that would be really helpful. That could slow them down, and then you would grind out from there. So Solemn Strike was really putting in work for me, I found out. Would I run it as more of a 2-of or 3-of? It depends upon the matchup and if you're going first. But yeah, Solemn Strike in the main going first is really good, and I base this deck on going first. So, just so you guys know that. So let's go to the side deck, and then we'll go to the extra deck and talk about that. So the side deck, we got my Field Centers, my Blue Angel, I love her, and Dark Magician Girl, as well as my Akiza. So we got our 3 Shizuki, double Shizuki. I've seen people run 3-of. I never went into 3-of. So 2-of is all I needed. Double Kogari. You guys know what she does. For the mirror match, Triple Burst Dragon. I've been trying that out. I like it. Then we got Cerberus Phoenix, Unicorn. That's the main thing. I don't really need to go for Griffin that much. Then we also got Shayuja and Borlode as well as Link Karibo. And then because I run cherries in the extra deck, I run cherries in the extra deck if you didn't hear me. I run Spiral Double Helix, Heavy Metaphors, ABC because I keep running into ABC players still, and then 2 Tails of the Noble Knights just in case I run against some Warrior Dot decks. So these 3 are just my cherry targets here. You can run more if you wanted to, but yeah, that's the extra deck in a general sense. So that's the extra deck. So let's go to the side deck and talk about that for a bit. Like I said, my side deck is, I'm still working on it, but I want to talk about it and discuss it with you guys a little bit. So it's things that I've been finding that working out for me. So like I said, shared ride, run it in the main deck or side deck, it's up to you. But things I've also been seeing people run in the deck is Skystriker, Phantom, Skyblast, which I've been trying out. It's been working well to go, especially if you're going to go for more Link summoning. So you can definitely run in the deck because you really don't have a normal summon besides Ray. So you could run that. The Toon Table of Contents engine, I have just, I like it and I don't like it in the deck. It sometimes can get bricky. So I just wanted to mention those 2 cards, but let's get to the side deck. So I don't have them all on me because they're in my other binder, I just remembered. My side deck binder, but I run Ghost Spell in the deck. In the side deck, and mind you, just for the Goki matchup. 3 Ghost Reaper and Wind of Cherries. I've thought about adding Firewall to my side deck so I could use that to hit it with Cherries for the Goki matchup. I'm probably going to go back and do that later. I also run D-Barrier as a 3 of in the side deck because of Rogue matchups at locals. If I'm going second, I like running the Dark Hole and Regeki to go over powerful boards. And I run triple Mind Crush as well, or double Mind Crush, because Mind Crush going first is amazing right now in this format. And then lastly, something I've been trying out, and I've been taking it in and out of my side deck, especially if I'm going into time, is Poison of the Old Man. My friend Alex mentioned it to me. He's like, try it out, man. And I said, okay, I'll try it out. Going into time, it's an amazing card, because this deck grinds, and by the time you get to game 3, you may be running out of time, and you just side deck in Poison of the Old Man for the win. And I'm not joking, it works. It worked a couple times. So try it out as a side deck tech. But yeah, that's just the side deck in general, just discussing it quickly. Like I said, you could run your side deck to whatever you're running against and however you feel like it. But these are just some things that I've been trying out for my local area. And yeah, I normally don't talk about the side deck that much because it's up to preference and where you're going to and what type of events you're going into and attending. But that's the deck in a nutshell. I'm sorry if I went too fast. I'm sorry if you guys hate me for playing meta. Hey, like I said, if I love a deck, I play a deck. I played meta back when Blue Eyes was a deck. So don't hate me. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. And until next time, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Go Skystrikers. And if you guys enjoy this video enough, I will do a trick start version of the deck of my own and discussing that version of the deck once I've played that a little bit more. But let me know down in the comment section below. Don't hate me. But yeah, see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you.